All right, what's up, family? What's up? What's up? Welcome to Late Night Radio. That's right, y'all. We got the triple threat. You just heard Next Man Up with Dr. Paul Kelly, Johnny Ross, and Miguel Esposito, my bad. Okay, y'all. It's time to get on with Late Night with Jarvis Live and Shay Sam, Paula G. She's in North Carolina right now with the Augies getting her homecoming on. All right, so let's get Shay Samuels on the line. You still there, Shay? You there, Shay? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here, Mr. Award winner.
Yeah, I forgot.
What's up, everybody?
I forgot to put people on mute. Anyway, how you doing? You good? You good?
I'm wonderful.
All right.
Wonderful. It's Friday. You know, I'm excited. This is the best week. This is the best day of my week.
Yeah. That's right. It's party time. That's right. Christian Party Line, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let me go ahead and get this show started. So hold tight, Shay Samuels. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Let's get our praise on real quick, y'all. Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? 21. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. All right, I'm your host, Jarvis Live, and no apology tonight. We got Shay Samuels, and we want to give it up, y'all, to the Spin Awards last Saturday on the red carpet. All right, everybody, we all need to be lifted up and encouraged at all times. The Bible is a great source for encouragement. The Bible is the living word of God. It feeds us to the promise of God found in Scripture. Philippians 4:7 reads, always be full of joy in the Lord. I say it again, rejoice and let everyone know that you are unselfish and considering all you do. Remember that the Lord is coming soon. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God your needs and don't forget to thank Him for His answers. You do this, you will experience God's peace, which is far more wonderful than the human mind can understand. And the peace of God which surpasses all understanding will guard your hearts and your mind in Jesus Christ. Amen. All right, y'all. Shout out to the Christian Party Line coming up at midnight. Let's get our pray on. Don't forget about Daynette Watson, y'all. Go out there, look her up. The coach, Daynette Watson, at DaynetteWatson.com. All right. Also, Brandon Sampson got a line of clothing line out. I'm wearing the shirt right now. That's right. I always forget the name of it, though. I'll get it right. We'll have it on camera tomorrow. All right, let's get our praise on, y'all. Let's do this. Father, please help me to rest in your happiness, to allow a smile to linger on my lips, to dwell within a wonderful memory, to walk back through sunlit places. Please help us to wake with hope, to gauge in life with all its variety, to take in the beauties of others' joy, to test the souls of those that meet with thankfulness. Help me to sing with faith, to carry the truth close to our heart, and rejoice in new life in a place as we age. Please help us to indulge in love, to breathe in the sweetness of intimacy, to taste the kindness of friendship and feel a warmth of embrace. Please help us to not miss a single drop of heaven, to catch each moment and drink in the great joy of life. All right, everybody, so that's our praise. That's our prayer, our Holy One. All right, let's talk to Paul, not Paula. Not Dr. Paul Kelly, but let's talk to Shay Samuels. What's up, Shay? You ready?
What's up, Jerry? I was for sure you were about to say Paula. We miss you, Paula G. Hope you're having fun.
Yeah, she having fun. Out there in North Carolina. That's right, North Carolina. You know, my daughter almost went to that school. That was her second choice, A&T.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Second choice.
She chose a good one.
Yeah, I didn't like that drive. I did like the area. They got some great places to eat. Man, they can make some food. Ooh. They slow cook all that meat.
How far is the drive now?
It's actually only 6 hours, I believe, from here, 6 to 7. But it depends, you know, they got them little single lane joint. And just like going to Hampton, it only takes us really 3 to 3.5 hours to get to Kingston Main. Then another hour or so. Sometimes 5, depending on the track. But we do the back roads now because it's more scenic. And then, you know, we get to stop and go shopping and eat and chill, you know, because they got like Dairy Queens and stuff like that on the way. Roy Rogers. So we get the fried chicken. So that's what we do now. We go to back road. Yeah, they had a Roy Rogers on 301. We went the back way. And
what?
we saw Roy Rogers. Like, oh, man, we got to go to Roy Rogers. I know.
Did it taste the same?
Oh, Roy Rogers got the best fried chicken.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
So for those who don't know what Roy Rogers is, can you please expound on what Roy Rogers is?
It's just like, it's like a KFC, except for the chicken not wet. The chicken is crunchy.
My mom actually used to, she's listening, shout out to Mom.
Yeah,
Lisa Wallace, shout out to you if you're listening. But my family started off with a Roy Rogers. Everyone worked at Roy Rogers. And then when KFC started popping up, we had a franchise of KFC. One on the I'm from Delaware, so there's one on the west side, and then there's one that was on the north side. And so when we grew up, all of us grew up under either working at Roy Rogers or KFC.
Yeah, I feel that.
Something you didn't know about me.
Yeah, wow. And it's funny because where we lived at, my parents used to shop at the same grocery store like for years, and they had like a KFC that we passed by to get a bucket. My dad used to always treat us to a bucket, and then my mom would fix the sides and stuff. I never did buy the sides. They used to just buy the chicken, and then I think not too far from where we was marketing, they had a Roy Rogers. And we actually had a Church's too, which was really, really good. I used to love Church's chicken, but they had that deep in the hood. So you had to go during the daytime. You had to go during the daytime, man.
I still have to try that one.
On a Sunday. Man, we don't have any more churches in this area. Not at all.
Well,
none.
Well, they're definitely here in Georgia. I haven't tried Church's chicken yet, and if you are in the Georgia area and I've said this, please do not beat me down because I know that everyone goes to Church's chicken. I don't eat a lot of fried food.
Oh,
so, okay. I don't eat a lot of fried food, but if I see a Roy Rogers, I'm definitely going to a Roy Rogers.
Yeah, that chicken tastes about the same to me, except for Church's, their wings are bigger. They got really big wings. They're huge.
I don't trust big wings. I don't trust big wings.
They always been big wings. I don't know where they get their wings like the size of eagles. It's like eagle wings. Yeah. I don't trust big wings. If it's oversized, like even when I buy chicken, if it's oversized, I'm not buying it. Oh, next time you come here, we gotta, and you and Paula, we're gonna have to go to, Granny's. They have like really big chicken wings. The wings are so big, they're actually part of the entree. You get 3 of them, you never can eat all 3. You'd be lucky if you can get through one in the size. Yeah, and it's been like that for years. I think this restaurant been here since we've been living here, and it's like 11 years. The wings have always been big. So I don't know where she get these wings from. they like the size of, I don't even know what bird is that big. I wouldn't say it's an ostrich,
That's
but
what I'm saying.
They big wings, man. It's like, where you get these wings from? They taste like chicken, I don't know.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I don't know what that, so I lived across the street. This is the first time I've been moving here in Georgia. When I moved across the street from it's called Cobb International. The first time I saw a whole lamb leg. The first time I saw anything that we don't eat was in this store.
Oh wow.
Whole animal part. Whole animal part. So so I'm not sure that I would eat. I would taste it because you're referring us to it.
Yeah, it's a good place. It's soul food. Yeah, it's a soul food restaurant. It's really, really good. So we'll check that out when you guys come back to Charm City. All right, we got a special guest tonight on the line, and her name, she called herself Ms. Off the Tee, and also we call her Teresa. So she's here to introduce her book to us and talk about her testimony. So I'm going to take a back seat and just make sure everything is working right. So Shay Samuels, take it away.
Well, is Miss T on the line with us already?
Yes, I am. I'm sitting here patiently.
How are you?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful, Shay. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I was excited about getting a chance to speak with you tonight, all about your book and learning so much more about you. But you did hear us talking about the chicken wings, right?
Yeah. I was like, okay, they got a chicken wing fetish going. It's all right.
We got a chicken wing. You know, when you come on the Positive Power Family channel in the network, you don't ever know what you're going to walk into. One time we were talking about seafood because, you know, he's in Baltimore. We talked about seafood, and I travel to Baltimore a lot. I'm originally from Delaware, but Baltimore, of course, is like the seafood hub. So, yes, so we're going to go from chicken wings to books. All in 5 minutes. We're going to go to chicken wings and books. And so I had a chance to read a little bit about you, and I'm excited for the audience to hear more about you and your book. So first I'm going to start with tell the listening audience, and we have some people who are watching as well, a little bit about yourself.
Shay, I'm from the Washington, D.C. area. However, I've been down south almost 23 years. It'll be 23 years next month. And I live what they say, a good life, quiet life. Mm-hmm. I am a mother of 5 grown children, and I'm a nana to 5 grandchildren. And wow. I could be found doing anything from crocheting to helping victims of domestic violence or men and women coming out of prison. So it really just depends on the day and the hour. And right now, if anybody that knows me knows that I'm just about to get ready for a surgery because I've been kind of dragging my knee around. So it's like the lost dragon because it's like I'm dragging it everywhere. So hopefully soon I'll have a surgery and they'll prepare it and we all will be well. I just had my first play hit stage last weekend, and it was an awesome piece of work, and I thank God for allowing me to just be a part of it.
Wow. Congratulations on that, too. What I do love about what you were saying is that you were just an all-around woman, and I love that we as women, I was telling someone earlier today, just, you know, women, we have a plethora of ideas that pop up in our head. God really downloads all this creativity that we have, and we don't know where to start at times. We just kind of, it's like we want to do everything all at once. And so there are some women who are really good at it, and it sounds like you have honed it in and made the best of what God has given you, and now you're here. So to God be the glory for that. I was reading a bit of your bio, and you know, this is Late Night with Jerry Royce and typically Paula G. So I'm filling her shoes, and I want to keep in line with what Paula would do on this show. A lot of what she talks about is journeys. You know, so she has a show, shout out to Paula G, My Journey. And so with having you on here, I want to be able to keep that going, to talk a little bit about your journey. So it says here that you would sit alone and write for hours about your thoughts, your dreams, and about the people around you. And so it says that your writing journey began. So here I am talking about journey, and you talk about journey as well. What do you think started that, you know, sit alone and thinking about your thoughts? How did you translate that into I want to write?
Well, when I was young, I was in a dysfunctional family, and I had to find a way, Shay, to escape. So the only way I knew to escape was to write. And I couldn't talk to anybody. I couldn't tell anybody what was going on. So the best thing that God would allow me to do was write down what I felt, you know, or to look at something and speak upon it or write about it. And so that became a safe haven for me. And I started writing between the ages of 12 and 13, and here I am. I just celebrated my birthday last week, and I'm 57, and I'm still writing.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, happy birthday. See, there's a lot that just keeps, I love this because it just keeps unfolding. It just keeps coming out. So happy birthday.
Thank you.
To you. Happy birthday to you. And you do not look, you said 57?
Yes, yes.
You do not look like you are 57. You said you had 5 grandkids. And when you said grown kids, I said, wait a second. I know people say that about me, but I'm like, wait a second. what does that look like when you're walking alongside of your kids? Are they thinking you guys are like siblings, right?
You know what? I have had somebody come to the door, a certain instance, and they said, we all answered the door, and they said, can we speak to your mother? And so the kids are looking at me, and I'm looking at them, and they said, she is the mother. And they said, can we really speak to the mother? And I'm looking, I'm like, I am their mother. So that has happened, that would happen over the years. So,
yes.
But I contribute all of that to God, because God keeps us. God keeps us in perfect peace.
I was going to say, you know what they say about we don't crack. We just don't crack. I know my daughters, I have a 22-year-old and 23-year-old, and I used to go to their school to check up on them, just do the pop. This is when these type of things were okay, when you just pop up at the school. And the principal, whoever would be in the hallway, would say, young lady, get to class. Or I would be having a meeting while I'm walking in the hallway on the phone, and they would say, young lady, give me your phone. And I'm like, I'm here to see my children. And my children would come out, and they would laugh because they couldn't tell us apart. So, yes, we don't crack. And you look amazing. You look amazing. And I'm going to ask you your secret. When I go to the store, I always tell people, I use olive oil. And I know that's like an old secret. I do. Yeah. So what's your secret?
You know what? Learning to live in peace. Learning to live in peace. And, it's been a struggle. It's been a real, real struggle for me. But to be at peace with self on the inside makes the outside look brighter. So Amen. I contributed to learning to live in peace. Have I always looked young? Yes. But people say, well, you don't look. I was like, well, what do I need to look like? Prepare me for what I need to look like. And staying away from certain things can contribute to looking fresh and young. But they say I'm a firecracker. So you know what? Yeah. I lost. What they say, I gained it some places, but I'm a firecracker. So when people hear me speak, they say, oh, no, she ain't young. She's not young.
You're wise. You're wise. And I did also see, too, that you had, your parents were in the military, so you traveled a lot with them, obviously, and so that means that you were able to accumulate a lot of, and experience a lot, obviously, while you were traveling. Talk about that a little bit, being able to travel as you were growing up, and how that might have pushed you with where you are to where you are now.
Well, we traveled when we were young. We were in the military, as you stated, and we traveled when we were young. So I remember it vividly. My sisters and brothers probably won't, because it was like 3 of us at that time, because my mother ended up having 5 children as well, because my youngest brother was born in Germany. So we went to Frankfurt, Germany. I don't care what nobody say. I love it. It's a wonderful place. They got the best fruit and the best googie bears, but that's not a place I would like to go live. Too much snow. Too cold. So,
Did you say Germany?
Yeah, I went to Germany. I lived in Frankfurt, Germany. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So we also lived in Oklahoma, and that's where I was actually born at, in Oklahoma. So my parents, like I said, did travel, and we did have that experience. And it's one of those experiences you never forget, but like they say, you going to Germany? I'm like, nah, it's too cold.
Well, I'm going to be a grandma in April, and we chose, I didn't want to be Nene or Nana or Mama. I'm too young for all of that. I didn't want to be Grandma. I didn't want to be any of that. And so I actually chose a German name for Grandma, which is Oma. And for my youngest daughter, aunt in German is Tanti. So we're going to try. It's hard to get kids to grab a hold of those names. So we chose. So it was interesting that you said Germany. So we're going to go with Oma and Tanti, which are German, what Germans use for grandma and auntie.
You know what? And I think, kids are more receptive than you think you are, because if you practice that from the very beginning. They pick it up fairly quickly, because my grandchildren are still young, but they know who I am. They know it's Nana. And my youngest granddaughter, I say, "You want to go with Nana?" She'll say no, so she knows exactly who I am. So she says, but if I have some food, but now I have to correct. Now, if I say if I have some food, she going with me because she want that food.
And there's a lady, her midwife was actually telling us that the same thing you said. If you practiced it, she said, but they had more of an interruption when they were trying to teach their kids because her husband called her honey. And so the kids always heard her say honey or him say honey. So they started calling her honey.
Oh, okay. That would, I could see that happening as well. But, kids learn by repetition, and I still believe that if you do it from the very beginning and they hear it repetitively, it will sink in.
Yeah, I definitely will use that, and I'll let you know how that turns out. Now, we do know, that within anything that we're putting our faith in, putting our foot forward to do, that we have, some might call it a mishap or some struggling moments, Talk to us a little bit about some of the times that you were going through one of your struggles and how you overcame.
I think one of my deepest struggles, and I'm not afraid to let people hear it, is that I found myself behind a prison wall. And I hear so many people that they'll look at me and they say, "You don't look like you've been to prison." And I'm like, "Well, what do you have to look like?" And I think that was critical for me because I had young children that I was still raising, and I found myself among 520 women. It was every day, all day. And I had to stay in my secret place. So I wrote a lot and I prayed a lot. And I asked God to just allow me to see the things that I failed at. And when I left that gate, I wanted to be able to say that I was anew. Although I did something wrong, that wasn't my sole purpose for being behind that prison wall. And I knew that. And being able to discover who I was as a mother, as a friend, just being in society, I knew that God took me and placed me there for a purpose. And that purpose was to rediscover his daughter, the lost daughter. And I felt like I was the lost daughter. And being able to sit behind that prison gate allowed me to see the love that he had for me, that I didn't see, that I was looking for in all these places. And I had to rediscover what it is to love thyself.
Wow. It's interesting that you said that because what happens is a lot of what we don't understand is that we go through what we go through for a reason. And so this is going to tie into that thirst. We're going to go over it's time for us to go into the Christian Party Line. I know that you're going to be over here with us, and so we're going to keep talking to you about what we're talking about. The Christian Party Line, we're going to go into a discussion which ties into what you were talking about right now. So I appreciate you staying with us for Christian Party Line. You are going to enjoy this time with us and wait to see how this whole thing ties into what you were just talking about. So we're going to go to a music break right now. I'm excited for you to meet the co-host, and you were just in for a good time. Midnight is our summer party time. We're reaching Saturday. This is how we start our Saturday mornings. So we're going to go to a music break, and when we come back, we are with Ms. M-I-Z-T, Miss Teresa, and we're talking about her book, her journey, and we're going to come back with our co-host, Chanel Lynn Malloyd and Patrice Jackson right after this music break.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to the Christian Party Line. It's coming up at 12 o'clock. Please share this file. We want to thank Miss Teresa for joining us, and she can be joining us with the topic coming up on CPL. Hold on. Here we go with this one is called I Need You by Shay Samuels.
I'm working 7 days a week. I can't get no sleep. My kids are hungry, screaming out, feed me. What am I supposed to do when the bills are due? I'm reading in my word, yet I still gotta choose. Evictions at my door, I can't take it anymore. I wanna live right, I'm trying to win this fight. Lord, I need you. If you just give me a little more time to get myself together, I promise I'll make it right. If you give me another chance, it'll be alright. Yeah, yeah. It'll be alright. 16 and pregnant by 17 times 2. You should have seen the look on her face, the disappointment she had in you. But my God is a healer, He can make all things new. Lord, I trusted in your word, I watched you pull me through. I needed you. Give me a little more time, give myself a chance. I promise I'll make it right. If you give me another chance,
Lady T, urban gospel artist from Jackson, Mississippi. You're listening to Positive Power XXI Christian Radio on Spreaker Radio and Facebook Live. So keep it locked.
Well, welcome back. You are now listening to the Christian Party Line with your host and moderator, Shay Samuels, and my co